Hello, everyone. My name is Emily. Welcome to English Club. I am so happy to be here with you today. I hope you are all doing well. Today, we are going to talk about something really practical, something you can use immediately in your daily life.
Hello, Emily. How are you doing today?
Hi, Paul. I am doing great, thank you. How about you? Did you use any interesting English phrases today?
Yes, actually, I did. I used several phrases this morning when I went to the coffee shop. I said, "Can I get a coffee to go?" and "keep the change." These simple phrases made my interaction smooth and natural, and that is exactly what we are talking about today, right?
Yes, exactly. Must know English phrases for daily life. These are phrases that native speakers use all the time. If you learn these phrases, your English will sound much more natural. You will feel more confident in everyday situations.
Absolutely. Many English learners focus on grammar and vocabulary. Those are important, of course, but phrases are equally important. Phrases are groups of words that go together naturally. When you use the right phrases, you sound fluent even if your grammar is not perfect.
That is so true. Native speakers think in phrases, not individual words. They do not construct sentences word by word. They use chunks of language, ready-made phrases. When you learn these phrases, you can speak faster and more naturally.
Exactly. And these phrases are used in specific situations. That is what makes them so useful. You do not have to think about what to say. You just use the appropriate phrase for the situation.
Right. Now, before we go through all these useful phrases, let me remind our viewers of something important.
Yes, good idea.
Before we start today's topic, please like and subscribe to our channel for more English learning videos. Your support really helps us. It motivates us to create more content for you. We appreciate every single one of you.
Yes, please take a moment to like and subscribe. We love your comments and your engagement. Thank you so much for being part of our English learning community.
Thank you. Now, let us talk about must-know phrases for daily life. I think we should organize these phrases by situation. That way, it is easier to remember and use them.
Great idea. Let us start with greetings and introductions. These are the first phrases you need in any interaction. The most basic greeting is hello or hi. But there are more natural, casual ways to greet people.
Yes, in informal situations, you can say, hey, or what's up. These are very casual. What's up is especially common among friends. You can also say, how's it going? Or how are you doing? These are friendly greetings that show you care about the other person.
And when someone asks you, how are you or how's it going, you can respond with several phrases. The most common is, I'm good, thanks, or I'm doing well, thank you. If you want to be more casual, you can say pretty good or not bad.
Right. And if you are not doing well, you can say, I've been better, or not great, to be honest. But in casual greetings, people usually expect a positive answer. It is more of a polite ritual than a real question about your well-being.
Yes, that is an important cultural point. When someone says, how are you, in passing, they usually don't expect a long, detailed answer. A quick, good, thanks, you, is perfectly appropriate.
Now, for introductions. When you meet someone new, you can say, nice to meet you, or pleased to meet you. After you have already met someone, you say, nice to see you again, or good to see you. Yes, many learners mix these up. Nice to meet you is only for the first time you meet someone. After that, you use nice to see you. It is a small detail, but it makes your English more accurate. Another useful introduction phrase is, let me introduce myself. Or, when introducing others, let me introduce you to. For example, let me introduce you to my colleague, Sarah.
Good. Now let us talk about phrases for asking for things. This is very important in daily life. When you want something, you should use polite phrases. The most basic is, can I have? For example, can I have a coffee, please?
You can also say, could I get, or I'd like. These are all polite ways to request something. I'd like a sandwich, please, is very common in restaurants and cafes.
Yes, and when you are shopping, you might ask, do you have? For example, do you have this in a different size? Or do you have any other colors?
Right. And when someone offers you something, you can accept by saying, yes, please, or that would be great, or sure, thank you. If you want to decline politely, you can say, no thank you, or I'm good thanks, or maybe later.
These acceptance and refusal phrases are very useful. You use them many times every day. Now, let us talk about asking for help or information. A polite way to start is, excuse me, or sorry to bother you, but.
Yes, excuse me is very versatile. You use it to get someone's attention, to apologize for a minor interruption, or when you need to pass by someone. For example, excuse me, could you tell me where the bathroom is?
When asking for directions, useful phrases include, how do I get to? Or, where is the nearest? Or, could you point me in the direction of? For example, how do I get to the train station?
And when someone gives you directions or helps you in any way, you should thank them. You can say, thank you so much, or thanks a lot, or I really appreciate it, or that's very helpful, thank you.
Gratitude phrases are important. They show politeness and appreciation. In English-speaking cultures, saying thank you frequently is expected. It is better to say it too much than too little.
Absolutely. Now let us talk about apologizing. When you make a mistake or inconvenience someone, you should apologize. The most common phrase is, I'm sorry, or sorry about that.
For more formal situations, you can say, I apologize, or please accept my apologies. For minor things, my bad is very casual and common among younger people.
Yes, and when someone apologizes to you, you can respond with, no problem, or no worries, or that's okay, or don't worry about it.
These acceptance and refusal phrases are very useful. Now, let us talk about phrases for restaurants and cafes. This is a situation where everyone needs English.
When you enter a restaurant, the host might ask, how many? Meaning how many people in your group. You can answer 2 or party of 4, meaning 4 people. When you are ready to order, you can say, I'll have, or I'd like, or can I get? For example, I'll have the pasta, please. If you need more time, you can say, could I have a few more minutes, or we're not ready yet.
If you have dietary restrictions or preferences, you can ask, is this vegetarian? Does this contain nuts? Or, can I get this without cheese? Restaurants are usually very accommodating.
When you want the bill, you can say, could I get the check, please? In American English, it is check. In British English, it is bill. Both are understood everywhere, though. And if you are paying separately with friends, you can say, we'd like separate checks, or can we split the bill? If you are paying for everyone, you can say, I've got this, or this is on me.
Those are useful phrases. Now, let us talk about shopping phrases. When you enter a shop, a salesperson might ask, can I help you? Or are you looking for anything specific? If you want to browse alone, you can say, I'm just looking, thanks.
If you need help, you can say, I'm looking for, or do you have? When you want to try something on, you ask, can I try this on? Or where are the fitting rooms?
If something does not fit or you do not like it, you can say, this doesn't fit, or it's not quite what I'm looking for, or I'll keep looking.
If you decide to buy, you say, I'll take it, or I'll take this one.
At the checkout, you might hear cash or card, meaning how will you pay? You can answer, card please, or I'll pay with cash. If you need a bag, you can ask, could I get a bag please?
Now, let us talk about phone phrases. When you answer the phone, you can say, hello, or hello, this is Emily speaking. In a professional context, you might say, good morning, this is Emily from ABC Company.
When you call someone, you can say, hi, this is Paul, is Sarah available? Or may I speak to Sarah please?
If you have the wrong number, you say, sorry, I think I have the wrong number. If you need someone to repeat something, you can say, sorry, could you repeat that? Or, I didn't catch that. Or, could you say that again, please?
If the connection is bad, you can say, sorry, you're breaking up, or I can't hear you very well.
When ending a phone call, you can say, thanks for calling, or I'll talk to you later, or have a good day, or simply bye or take care.
Now, let us talk about making plans and invitations. If you want to invite someone, you can say, would you like to? Or do you want to? For example, would you like to grab coffee sometime? Or do you want to see a movie this weekend?
Grab is a very casual, common word in these phrases. Grab coffee, grab lunch, grab a drink. These all mean to casually meet for these activities. It is not formal, but it is very natural.
If you accept an invitation, you can say, sure, I'd love to, or sounds good, or count me in, or I'm in.
If you decline, you can say, I'm sorry, I can't, or I'm busy that day, or maybe another time.
When making plans, you might ask, what time works for you? Or when are you free? Or where should we meet?
These help coordinate the details. Now, let us talk about small talk phrases. Small talk is light, casual conversation. English speakers use it to be friendly and fill silence. Common small talk topics are weather, weekend plans, and recent activities.
For weather small talk, you can say, nice weather we're having, or it's cold today, isn't it? Or beautiful day, isn't it? These tag questions, isn't it, invite the other person to agree and continue the conversation.
For weekend plans, you can ask, any plans for the weekend, or doing anything fun this weekend? You can answer with, not much, just relaxing, or I'm going to visit family, or just the usual.
For Monday morning small talk, you can ask, how was your weekend? Or did you do anything fun? This is very common in workplaces. It is a friendly way to start the week.
Now, let us talk about expressing opinions. When you want to give your opinion, you can say, I think, or in my opinion, or from my perspective. These phrases soften your opinion and make it sound less forceful. If you agree with someone, you can say, I agree, or exactly, or that's true, or you're right.
If you strongly agree, you can say absolutely or definitely, or I couldn't agree more.
If you disagree, you should do it politely. You can say, I see your point, but, or I'm not sure I agree, or I think differently. These phrases allow you to disagree without being rude.
You can also say, I see what you mean, but have you considered? This acknowledges their opinion while introducing your different view. It is diplomatic.
Now, let us talk about hesitation phrases. These are phrases you use when you need time to think. They are very natural in conversation. You can say, or well, or let me think.
You can also say, that's a good question, or let me see, or how should I put this? These give you a moment to gather your thoughts. Native speakers use these all the time. They make your speech sound more natural, not less.
Right. Perfect, fluent speech without any hesitation actually sounds unnatural, almost robotic. A few natural hesitation phrases make you sound more human and conversational.
Now, let us talk about ending conversations. You cannot talk forever. You need polite ways to end a conversation. You can say, well, I should get going, or I'd better be off, or I need to run.
You can also say, it was nice talking to you, or great catching up with you, or let's stay in touch. These end the conversation on a friendly note.
If you are in the middle of something, you can say, sorry, I have to go, or I need to take care of something, or I've got to run, but let's talk soon.
Now, let me give you some phrases for dealing with problems. If something goes wrong, you can say, there's been a problem, or we have a situation, or something came up.
If you need to complain politely, you can say, I'm not happy with, or this isn't what I expected, or I'd like to make a complaint, please. These are firm but polite.
If you make a mistake, you can say, my mistake, or that's on me, or I take responsibility for that. Taking responsibility politely is important in professional situations.
And if you want to check understanding, you can ask, does that make sense? Or are you following me? Or do you understand what I mean? These ensure clear communication.
Now, let us talk about time phrases. When you do not know exactly when something will happen, you can say, sometime soon, or in the near future, or eventually, or sooner or later.
If you are running late, you can say, I'm running late, or I'm on my way, or I'll be there in 10 minutes. If you need to cancel, you can say, something came up, I can't make it, or I need to reschedule.
When you want to say something happens regularly, you can say usually, or normally, or typically, or most of the time. For example, I usually wake up at 7.
Well, Emily, we have covered so many useful phrases today. These are all phrases that native speakers use every single day. If you learn these, your English will sound much more natural and fluent.
Yes, these phrases are gold. They are the building blocks of natural conversation. You do not need to know every word in the dictionary, you just need to know the right phrases for common situations.
Exactly. And the best way to learn these phrases is to use them. Do not just memorize them. Actually use them in real conversations. The more you use them, the more natural they become.
Right, practice is everything. Try to use at least 3 new phrases every day. Use them in real situations or practice them out loud by yourself. Repetition will make them automatic. Now, before we finish, let us ask our listeners a question. We want to hear from you.
Yes, we would love to know which phrases you found most useful today. Which phrases did you already know? Which ones were new to you? And which phrases will you start using immediately? Please leave a comment below.
Yes, please share with us. Your comments help us understand what content is most helpful for you, and it helps other learners too. When you share your experience, you inspire others.
And while you are here, please like this video if you found it helpful. Your like tells us you want more practical content like this.
And please subscribe to English Club for more English learning videos. We create videos every week with practical tips, phrases, and techniques to help you improve your English.
Please like and subscribe to English Club for more English learning videos. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for investing your time in learning these essential phrases.
Thank you, everyone. Remember, these phrases are tools. You now have the tools. Now you need to use them. Start today. Use 1 or 2 phrases in your next conversation. You will be amazed at how much more natural your English sounds.
Yes, take action. Do not let these phrases sit in your memory unused. Bring them to life through practice. Your English will transform when you start thinking in phrases instead of individual words.
Well said. Take care, everyone. Keep learning, keep practicing.
Until next time, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.